And I'm telling you, it's not supposed to work like that. Nothing in the archives don't account for this. Silence falls over the chamber. 13 candles flicker in a circle that shouldn't exist on any map. We're somewhere between dimensions, in a room that appears on no blueprint, listening to a conversation that technically isn't happening. But it is happening. And they're talking about you. The eldest speaks first. Her voice carries weight that makes the air heavy. 3 centuries of practice. Bloodline traced back to women who survived the burnings. She's seen everything. Until now. 7, she says. 7 hospitalized in the last lunar cycle. 4 still in critical condition. 1 may never practice again. Her third eye won't stop bleeding. Someone gasps. Another mutters a protection prayer that sounds more like begging. And these aren't novices, she continues. Moira had 40 years of experience, trained in 3 traditions, could read a person's entire lineage from a single hair. She took one look at this individual. And her crystal sphere didn't just crack, it turned to sand. Black sand. Sand that burned her hands when she tried to touch it. What did she see? A younger voice asks. Before it happened. What did she actually see? The eldest doesn't answer immediately. When she does, her voice is quieter. Frightened. Nothing. She saw nothing, and that's what broke her. Let me back up. Let me tell you how we got here. 3 months ago, you were just a name whispered in certain circles. Someone a low-level practitioner mentioned in passing. I tried to do a reading for this person. Weirdest thing happened. My cards wouldn't settle, kept falling off the table. Funny story. Probably a fluke. 2 months ago, the incident started escalating. A tarot reader in Seattle attempted your birth chart. Halfway through the calculation, every bulb in her shop exploded simultaneously. Not popped, exploded. Glass embedded in the walls. She spent 3 days in the hospital picking shrapnel from her face. She still can't explain why the glass was hot. Hotter than it should have been. Like it had been in a furnace. A Reiki master in Austin offered you a free energy healing session. You never showed up, but the moment she set the intention, typed your name in her appointment book, she collapsed. Seizure-like symptoms. The doctors found nothing wrong, but she describes it like this. I felt my own energy reverse course, like my chakras started spinning backward. Everything I was trying to send out came back into me at velocity. It was like being hit by a freight train made of my own light. She hasn't practiced since. A crystal healer in Portland tried to remote view your aura. Standard practice. She'd done it thousands of times. You don't need permission to observe someone's energy field from a distance. Or so she thought. She woke up 3 days later in a hospital bed with no memory of those 72 hours. Security footage from her shop shows her convulsing on the floor, speaking in languages linguists couldn't identify. When she finally came to, her fingers were burned. First-degree burns in spiral patterns. She has no explanation. The crystals in her shop, all of them cracked. Every single one. Hundreds of specimens collected over decades. Amethyst, quartz, obsidian, all fractured from the inside out. But here's where it gets interesting. Here's where the panic started. They compared notes. See, these practitioners don't typically communicate. Different traditions, different philosophies spread across the country. But when you survive something impossible, you start looking for others who survived the same thing. And they found each other. A private forum was created, encrypted, anonymous, for people who'd experienced energetic ricochet phenomena. They didn't know they were all talking about you. Not at first, but patterns emerged. Target's energy signature appears null. Protective barriers fail on approach. Scrying tools malfunction or self-destruct. Practitioner experiences own spell returning, amplified. One person posted, "It's like trying to hack a firewall, except the firewall hacks you back." And then someone said your name. The forum went silent for 48 hours. When people started commenting again, the tone had changed. Because now they knew. They all knew. Every failed attempt, every injury, every inexplicable backlash, all connected to the same source. You. That's when they called this meeting. Back in the chamber, a middle-aged woman speaks. Her hands are wrapped in gauze. "I thought I could do better. I thought maybe the others just approached it wrong. I've been doing this for 25 years. I specialize in difficult readings. People others won't touch. Criminals, sociopaths. I've read serial killers and walked away clean." She holds up her bandaged hands. "I prepared for 3 weeks. Purification rituals, protection spells. I cast a circle that could hold a demon. I used tools blessed by 5 different traditions. I was ready for anything." "What happened?" someone asks, though from their tone they don't want to know. "I began the reading remotely, just an initial probe, feeling out the energy field. Standard procedure." She pauses. Her hands are shaking. "The moment I made contact, I felt my own energy being pulled. Not pushed back, pulled. Like a drain opened beneath me, and everything I was sending out was being sucked into it. And then," she stops, takes a breath, and then it came back. All of it. But it wasn't the same energy I sent. It was transformed, amplified, weaponized. My protection circle didn't just break, it inverted. Everything I'd set up to keep harm out became a cage that kept me trapped with my own reflected power." She unwraps the gauze slowly. The room collectively flinches. Her palms are covered in symbols, burned into the flesh. Not symbols she drew. Symbols that appeared during the incident. Symbols no one in the room recognizes. "I was branded," she whispers. "Branded by my own spell." The eldest examines the marks without touching them. Her face is unreadable. "These aren't from any tradition I know. The pattern is wrong. The geometry," she trails off. "This isn't a reflection. This is a translation. Whatever you sent was received, interpreted, and sent back in a language that predates our practices." "What does that mean?" someone asks. "It means we're not dealing with a practitioner. We're not dealing with someone who learned to reflect energy. We're dealing with someone who is reflection. On a fundamental level." A younger witch, barely 20, raises her hand. She's nervous. "I have a theory, if you want to hear it." The eldest nods. What if this person is a natural null point? In physics, there are points where forces cancel out, where energy can't penetrate. But it's not because there's a barrier. It's because the point itself exists in a state of perfect equilibrium. Any force applied to it has to find balance, which means it returns to the sender. The eldest finishes, because the null point can't absorb it, can't be disturbed. So the universe balances the equation by redirecting the energy back to its origin. But that's theoretical. Someone protests. That doesn't happen in living beings. It does now, the eldest says. Apparently? Another voice, male this time, from the shadows. I didn't try to read them, I tried to protect them. Everyone turns. I saw their name on the incident reports. I thought maybe they were under attack. Maybe someone was hexing them and these practitioners were getting caught in the crossfire. So I cast a protection spell, from a distance. Nothing invasive, just a simple blessing, the kind I've done 10,000 times. He steps forward into the candlelight. His eyes are different colors now. One brown, one milky white. The spell reached them. I felt it make contact, and then it bounced. Not back to me. It bounced to everyone in my vicinity. My roommate, my neighbors, people walking past my apartment. 7 people collapsed simultaneously. The blessing I sent became a curse the moment it touched this person's field. It inverted. How is that possible? Someone whispers. I don't know. But I felt it happen. It was like trying to give light to a black hole. The light doesn't get absorbed. It doesn't get reflected. It gets translated into something else entirely. Something that operates under different laws. The eldest is pacing now. Her centuries of certainty crumbling. We need to talk about Helena. The room goes cold. Someone starts crying quietly. Helena was the most accomplished seer in our network. She could read timelines, past, present, probable futures. She's identified threats before they materialized, prevented catastrophes, saved lives. When we realized we were all encountering the same phenomenon, we asked her to look. Just look. Observe from a safe distance. Don't interact. Don't intervene. Just tell us what we're dealing with. The eldest stops pacing. Her voice drops. She looked, and what she saw made her voluntarily check herself into psychiatric care. What did she see? She won't say. Can't say. Every time she tries to describe it, she starts bleeding from her nose, her ears. But she wrote something down before the full breakdown. 3 words. She wrote them over and over, filling 73 pages with the same 3 words. The eldest pulls out a photograph. Even from a distance, you can see the pages covered in frantic handwriting. The same phrase repeated thousands of times. They are awake. That's it. That's all we got from the best seer in our tradition. They are awake. No context. No explanation. Just terror. A long silence follows. Someone is still crying. Another is praying in Latin. Finally, a voice from the back. So what do we do? The eldest looks around the circle, at the burned hands, the bandaged faces, the traumatized survivors of encounters with something they can't categorize. We do nothing. Nothing? We avoid. We create a blacklist. This person's name goes on it. Their location, their known associates, anyone who comes into regular contact with them. We warn everyone in our network, do not engage, do not attempt readings, do not send energy, do not even hold them in focused intention. But we've never done that. We've never declared someone untouchable. We've never encountered someone who reflects our own power back at triple force, the eldest says. We've never met someone who turns protection into poison, who translates blessings into curses, who exists as a perfect mirror for anything sent their direction. What if they're dangerous? Someone asks. What if they're using this ability to harm people? The eldest laughs. It's not a happy sound. Dangerous? They're not doing anything? Don't you understand? They're not attacking us. We're attacking ourselves. Every injury, every hospitalization, every breakdown, it's practitioners being destroyed by their own power being sent back to them. This person isn't a threat. They're a mirror, and we're shattering ourselves against our own reflection. So they're innocent? I didn't say that. I said they're not attacking us. Whether they're innocent is a different question. One I'm not qualified to answer. Because here's what I think is really happening. She walks to the center of the circle. The candles lean away from her, as if even fire wants distance. I think this person died, not physically, but spiritually, emotionally, psychologically. They died, and instead of staying dead, instead of breaking like they should have, they rebuilt themselves. But they didn't rebuild using the same materials. They rebuilt using something else. Something that doesn't play by our rules. What are you saying? I'm saying we're not dealing with a human who learned to reflect energy. We're dealing with someone who became reflection itself. Every attack they survived, every curse they endured, every hex that should have destroyed them, they absorbed it all, and it transformed them. They're not protected by shields or spells. They're protected by the fact that anything sent at them becomes fuel for their transformation. They metabolize spiritual warfare like oxygen. Someone stands up, panicked. Then how do we stop them? The eldest looks at them with something like pity. You're still not listening. We don't stop them. We can't, because they're not doing anything that requires stopping. They exist. That's it. They walk around, live their life, probably don't even know what they are. And every time someone tries to probe them, hex them, curse them, or even bless them, that energy bounces back, amplified. So we just live with this. We live around it. We teach others to do the same. This person is a dead zone for practitioners, a Bermuda Triangle for energy work. You don't sail into the Bermuda Triangle and expect to come back. You navigate around it. But what if? There is no what if. 7 people are hospitalized. 4 may never recover. Helena is institutionalized. Moira is blind in her third eye. These are the consequences of curiosity. These are the results of thinking we could handle something unprecedented. The eldest looks around the circle one more time. I've been practicing for 300 years. I've studied with masters from every tradition. I've faced entities that would drive most humans insane. And I'm telling you now, as someone who has seen almost everything this world has to offer, I am not going near this person. I will not attempt to read them. I will not send energy their direction. I will not even speak their name aloud outside of this circle. Why not? Why? Because every person who has tried is worse off than before they started. Because this person has demonstrated something I've never seen. Perfect energetic immunity. Not protection, immunity. They don't deflect harm. They make harm irrelevant by sending it home. She extinguishes the candle in front of her. Meeting adjourned. Spread the word. This person is off limits. Anyone who attempts contact does so against explicit warning. Their injuries are their own responsibility. People begin to leave. Slowly. reluctantly, still processing. The eldest remains seated, staring at the space where her candle was. Someone approaches her. Young, idealistic. You really think they don't know? You really think they're walking around unaware that they're destroying practitioners? The eldest considers this. I think they know something is different about them. I think they've noticed that certain people avoid them. That energy feels weird around them. That metaphysical practitioners get strange around them. But do they know the full extent? Do they know that they're essentially a walking feedback loop for spiritual attack? She pauses. Probably not. Because if they did, if they fully understood what they are, if they weaponized this ability consciously, she doesn't finish the sentence. She doesn't need to. Because somewhere, in a city you may or may not live in, you're going about your day, making coffee, scrolling your phone, completely unaware that there's a secret network of practitioners who have classified you as a no-contact entity. You don't know that your name is blacklisted in circles you don't even believe in. You don't know that experienced witches cross the street when they sense your energy. You don't know that 7 people are hospitalized because they tried to see who you really are. But you've noticed things, haven't you? The way certain people suddenly remember they have somewhere else to be. The way crystal shops make you uncomfortable. Or maybe it's that they become uncomfortable when you enter. The way you can't ever seem to get a proper reading from anyone. Cards won't settle. Pendulums won't swing. Psychics make excuses. You thought it was them, it was you. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but because you survived things that should have killed you. And in that survival, you became something their tools can't read. Their spells can't touch. Their blessings can't bless. You became a mirror, perfect, unbreakable, and absolutely terrifying to anyone who tries to see their reflection in you. Because what bounces back isn't you, it's them. Triple force. And there's nothing they can do about it except avoid you. So they will. They'll create distance. They'll warn others. They'll build their practices around the fact that you exist, and you'll keep walking through the world, unaware that you're the most dangerous thing they've ever encountered. Not because of what you do, but because of what you are. A survivor who became survival itself. A mirror that shows people exactly what they sent, and they can't handle what they see. So they run, and you keep walking, untouchable, not by choice, but by design. But the universe looked at everything you survived and said, this one gets immunity, and it meant it.
You look exhausted. You look like you've been running a marathon with no finish line. I can hear it in your breathing. I can see it in the way your shoulders slump. You're out of breath, pal. And for what? You've been chasing them, haven't you? Running after people who wouldn't even walk across the street for you. Sending the texts, making the plans, breaking your back trying to bridge the gap while they just stand there, watching you sweat, watching you bleed, and they don't move an inch. It's pathetic, really. But don't worry, I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to wake you up, because I see the desperation in your eyes. It's a stench. It's a perfume you wear, and let me tell you, everyone can smell it. You think if you just run a little faster, if you just try a little harder, if you just give them one more piece of your soul, they'll finally turn around. They'll finally see you. They'll finally love you. But let me tell you a secret, a dirty little secret that society keeps hidden away. The faster you run towards them, the faster they run away. It's the law of the jungle, pal. It's physics. When you chase something, it runs. It's instinct. You are acting like a predator, but you look like prey. You look desperate. And there is nothing in this world that repels people more than desperation. You've been playing the role of the beggar, begging for time, begging for attention, begging for a reply. And what do beggars get? Do they get respect? Do they get a seat at the high table? No. They get scraps, they get pity, and eventually they get ignored. You ask yourself, why? Why do they treat you like an option? Why do they leave you on read? Why do they only call you when they need something? Because you taught them to. You taught them that you are cheap. You taught them that your time is worthless. You taught them that no matter how badly they treat you, you'll still be there, panting like a loyal dog, waiting for a pat on the head. It's a sick joke, isn't it? You give them everything, your loyalty, your time, your heart, and they look at you with boredom. But here is the punchline. Here is the twist that is going to change your life. The day you stop chasing them, the day you stop caring if they reply, the day you turn your back and walk the other way, that is the day they start chasing you. It sounds crazy, right? It sounds backwards, but think about it. People want what they can't have. It's human nature. It's the forbidden fruit. As long as you are throwing yourself at them, you are abundant. You are everywhere. You are like air, necessary maybe, but easily forgotten. You have no value because you are always available. But the second you disappear, the second you go ghost, the second you stop liking their posts, stop sending the double texts, stop asking what's wrong, suddenly you become scarce. You become a mystery. You become valuable. Silence. Silence is the loudest noise you can make. When you stop chasing, you create a vacuum, a void, and nature hates a vacuum. They will feel it. They will feel the space where you used to be, and they will panic. Where did he go? They'll ask. Why isn't she calling? Did I lose them? And that fear, that sudden realization that you are not a guarantee, that is when the tables turn. That is when the power shifts. Suddenly their phone is too quiet. Suddenly their life feels a little less full. And they start to wonder. They start to look for you. They start to chase. But you know what? By the time they start chasing, it won't matter anymore. Because you will have realized something far more important. You will have realized that you never needed them in the first place. See, they trained you to believe that you are incomplete without them. They trained you to believe that your worth comes from their approval, from their attention. Lies. All lies. You were chasing a mirage. You were chasing a ghost. I used to be a chaser too. Oh yeah, even I fell for the trap once upon a time. I thought if I could just make them laugh enough, if I could just be useful enough, if I could just be present enough, they would never leave. I ran until my feet bled. I ran until I had nothing left to give. And you know what happened? They stepped over me. They stepped over me to get to someone who ignored them. It broke me. It shattered me. But in that wreckage, I found the truth. I stopped running. I sat down in the dirt, and I decided right then and there that I was done. I was done proving my worth to people who couldn't count. I was done auditioning for a role in their life. And the moment I stopped, the moment I looked at them and said, I don't care, everything changed. The people who ignored me started calling. The people who walked away came running back. They wanted to know why I stopped. They wanted to know if they were still important. It's ego, pure, fragile ego. They don't love you. They love the way you make them feel about themselves. They love having a fan. They love having a follower. But kings don't follow. Kings don't chase. Kings sit on their throne and they handle their business. And if people want to be in the presence of a king, they come to the castle. The king does not run into the village begging for friends. You need to kill the part of you that needs them. You need to take a knife to that desperate, whining little voice in your head that says, please like me. Cut it out, silence it, because that voice is your enemy. That voice is keeping you weak. Imagine it. Imagine waking up tomorrow and not checking your phone to see if they messaged. Imagine going about your day, building your empire, working on your body, sharpening your mind, and not giving a single damn about what they are doing. That is freedom. That is power. And let me tell you, it drives them insane when you are unpredictable, when you are self-sufficient, when you are happy without them. It destroys their little reality. They can't handle it. They need to know why. They need to regain control, so they will reach out. They will send the, hey stranger text. They will like your old photos. They will try to bait you back into the race. But you won't run, not anymore. You'll look at that phone, you'll look at that notification, and you'll laugh. A dry, cold laugh, because you see the strings now. You see the game. You realize that you are the prize. You always were. You just didn't see it because you were too busy looking at them. You have gold inside you, pal. You have potential that scares them. That's why they keep you chasing. Because if you ever stopped running, you'd realize how strong you are. You'd realize you can build your own world, a world where you make the rules. Stop giving away your power. Stop handing them the keys to your happiness. The chase is a distraction. It's a hamster wheel designed to keep you tired, to keep you from becoming who you are meant to be. Step off the wheel. Let them walk away. Let them go. Hold the door open for them. Hell, kick them out if you have to. Because the people who belong in your life, the real ones, the ones who see your value, you will never have to chase them. They will walk beside you. They will match your pace. Anyone who makes you run, anyone who makes you feel like you have to earn their basic decency, they are not the destination. They are a detour, a dead end. You're scared, I know. You're scared that if you stop chasing, you'll be alone. You're scared the silence will eat you alive. But listen to me. Being alone is better than being a servant. Being alone is better than being a beggar. In the silence, you find yourself. In the solitude, you build your strength. And eventually, when you are glowing with that self-respect, when you are radiating that I don't give a damn energy, they will come back. They always do. But by then, it will be too late. Because you will have realized that you are better off without the weight of them. You will have realized that the prize you were chasing was just a shiny piece of plastic. You deserve gold. You deserve respect. You deserve to be the main character in your own movie, not an extra in theirs. So, what's it going to be? Are you going to put your running shoes back on? Are you going to wipe the sweat from your brow and go for another lap? Are you going to keep humiliating yourself for people who view you as an option? Or are you going to plant your feet? Are you going to stand tall? Are you going to look them in the eye and give them nothing but silence? The choice is yours. But remember, the world treats you how you treat yourself. If you chase, you are running from yourself. If you stand still, you are facing yourself. Stop the chase, kill the need, end the game. The day you stop caring is the day you start winning. The day you stop chasing is the day you become the magnet. Let them run. Let them tire themselves out, trying to figure you out. You have better things to do. You have a life to live, a real life, not this shadow of a life where you live for their validation. Flip the script, change the dynamic, become the one who got away, become the one they regret losing, become the one they talk about in hushed tones because they can't understand how you became so strong. It starts now. Put the phone down, stop the typing, stop the watching, focus on you, only you, and watch, just watch. Watch how fast they turn around when they realize you're not behind them anymore. It's gonna be glorious, it's gonna be satisfying, but most of all, it's gonna be free. Welcome to the real world, pal, the world where you are the king. And kings never chase. And once you stop chasing, once you finally plant your feet in the ground like a statue made of iron, you're gonna feel something strange. You're gonna feel a silence. At first, it's gonna be uncomfortable. It's gonna feel like the air has been sucked out of the room. That's withdrawal. That's your brain screaming for its fix. You've been addicted to the drama for so long, addicted to the anxiety of will they, won't they, that peace feels like boredom. Don't let it fool you. That boredom, that is the sound of your soul healing. That is the sound of the chaos leaving your body. You see, for years, you've been leaking energy. You've been a broken vessel. Every text you sent, every moment you spent stalking their profile, every tear you shed over someone who was probably sleeping soundly, that was you bleeding out. You were giving them your life force. You were keeping them young, keeping them confident, feeding their ego while you starved. But now you plug the holes. You keep that energy for yourself. And let me tell you, when a man or a woman suddenly stops leaking energy, they become blinding. They become radiant. They won't know what hit them. Let's talk about them for a second. The ones you were chasing, the ones who thought they had you on a leash. Right now, they are probably smug. They think you're just playing a game. They think, oh, give it a week, he'll be back. She'll crack. She always does. But days will turn into weeks. Weeks will turn into months. And you will be nowhere to be found. You won't be in their inbox. You won't be viewing their stories. You won't be asking their friends about them. You will be a ghost. And that is when the rot sets in for them. You see, their ego is a fragile little thing. It needs constant food. It needs constant validation. You were their main supplier. You were the one puffing them up, making them feel like a celebrity. And now, the supply is cut off. The factory is closed. They'll start to feel cold. They'll look in the mirror and they won't see the same person anymore. Because without your admiration reflecting back at them, they are just ordinary, and they hate being ordinary. So they will try to provoke you. Mark my words, it's coming. The bait. They will post something they know will trigger you. They will show up at places they know you go. They might even send a text that seems innocent. Hey, just thinking of you. Hey, hope you're good. Do not bite. The hook. That is not an apology. That is not a confession of love. That is a fishing line. They are casting it out into the dark water, trying to see if the fish is still stupid enough to bite. If you reply, if you jump back in with, oh my God, I missed you so much, you lose. Game over. You hand them the power back on a silver platter, and they will smirk, and they will go right back to treating you like garbage. Because you proved to them that you haven't changed. You proved that you are still the dog waiting by the door. But if you ignore it, or if you look at it, delete it, and go back to your workout, go back to your business, go back to your life, it will drive them crazy. They will stare at their phone, waiting for the typing bubble. But it never comes. Did he see it? Did she block me? Why don't they care? The questions will eat them alive. The confusion, will turn into obsession. And suddenly, the dynamic is completely flipped. They are the ones checking the phone. They are the ones asking friends about you. They are the ones chasing the ghost. But here's the trick. Here's the part that separates the boys from the men, the girls from the women. You don't do this to get them back. If you are stopping the chase just to manipulate them into coming back, you are still playing their game. You are still a prisoner. You are just a prisoner with a better strategy. No. You do this to get yourself back. You have been gone for a long time, pal. You remember the old you. The one before the heartbreak. The one before the desperation. The one who had hobbies. The one who laughed without needing permission. The one who had dreams that didn't involve being someone else's doormat. That person is still in there, buried under layers of rejection and insecurity. It's time to dig them out. Use the energy you use to waste on them. Pour it into your body. Lift heavy iron until your muscles scream. Run until your lungs burn. Get that anger out. Sweat out the weakness. Build a body that commands respect when you walk into a room. Pour it into your mind. Read books, learn skills, make money. Build an empire so big that they would need a ticket just to watch you from the sidelines. Success is the best revenge? No, success is the only option. Indifference is the best revenge. Imagine a year from now. You are fit. You are wealthy. You are calm. You are surrounded by people who actually respect you. And you run into them on the street. They look the same, maybe a little older, maybe a little more tired. They are still playing the same silly games with someone new. And they look at you and they see it. They see the glow. They see the power, and they realize with a sinking feeling in their gut that they lost the best thing they ever had. And you look at them and you don't feel anger. You don't feel hate. You don't feel love. You feel nothing. You just smile, nod, and keep walking. That moment, that specific moment right there, that is the win. That is the victory. That is the supernatural force of letting go, because you finally realize that they were never the prize. You were the catch. You were the one with the big heart. You were the one with the loyalty. You were the one willing to go to the ends of the earth. They were just a lesson, a painful, brutal lesson designed to teach you how to stand up. The universe breaks you to build you. It sends you people who don't love you to teach you how to love yourself. It sends you people who ignore you to teach you how to listen to your own voice. So thank them. In your head, thank them. Thank them for the neglect. It made you independent. Thank them for the silence. It made you think. Thank them for walking away. It made you free. You are dangerous now. You know why? Because a person who doesn't need anything is a person who cannot be controlled. They can't bribe you with attention anymore. You have your own. They can't scare you with absence anymore. You enjoy the solitude. They can't hurt you with words anymore. You know your truth. You have cut the strings. You are no longer a puppet. You are the master of the show, and let me tell you about the people you will attract now. When you stop chasing the wrong ones, the right ones start showing up. It's magnetic resonance, like attracts like. When you were desperate, you attracted users. You attracted narcissists. You attracted people who wanted to feed on your weakness. But when you are strong, when you are whole, you attract other kings. You attract other queens. You attract people who are running their own race, people who want a partner, not a fan. You will look back at this time in your life, this time of pain and confusion, and you will laugh. You will wonder why you ever shed a tear for someone who wasn't on your level. You were crying over a pebble while you were standing on a mountain of diamonds, but you had to go through it. You had to feel the burn. The fire is what forges the steel. You were soft before. Now you are hardened. Now you are sharp. So let them run. Let them hide. Let them play their little mind games with someone else. You have retired from the circus. You are not a clown anymore. Focus on your path. Look straight ahead. The windshield is bigger than the rearview mirror for a reason. Because where you are going is infinitely better than where you have been. And if they do come back, if they do come crawling back, scratching at your door, begging for a second chance, you look them in the eye and you tell them the truth. I don't chase and I don't backtrack. You are moving forward like a shark. If a shark stops moving, it dies. You are a predator of your own destiny now. Don't let the nostalgia trick you. Nostalgia is a liar. It shows you the highlight reel and deletes the scenes where you were crying on the bathroom floor. Remember the reality. Remember the disrespect. Keep that memory in your pocket like a stone. Whenever you feel weak, touch the stone. Remember how it felt and use it. Use it as fuel. The engine of your new life runs on the high-octane fuel of I don't give a damn. It's a beautiful day to stop caring, isn't it? It's a beautiful day to start winning. The air smells different up here on the high road. It smells like possibility. It smells like ownership. Take a deep breath. Fill your lungs with it. You made it. You survived the storm. Now you are the storm. And the next time you see someone chasing, the next time you see someone begging for love, you won't judge them. You'll just look at them with that knowing look. That look that says, I know, pal, I know. And maybe, just maybe, you'll tell them the secret. Stop running and let them come to you. But for now, this is your moment. This is your transformation. The chrysalis is open. The wings are dry. Fly. Rise above the noise, rise above the petty squabbles, rise above the need for their validation. You are complete. You are enough. You are the whole damn show. Let the credits roll on the old you. The sequel starts today, and in this movie, the hero doesn't get the girl or the guy. In this movie, the hero gets the world. Because he realized he didn't need anyone else to give it to him. He just reached out and took it. So go, take what is yours. The throne is empty, and it's been waiting for you to sit down. Stop chasing. Start ruling.